What's going on, you guys? I'm officially back from vacation. My beautiful wife and I went down to Orlando, Florida last week to Universal Studios and SeaWorld, and we just had a really great time. But now we are back and I'm ready to hit the ground running. We got to get some more YouTube videos cranked out. We got to get some more things listed on eBay. I sold 11 things while we were gone on vacation, so today I've got to get all those pulled, packed, and shipped out. I'll take you guys along for that and show you exactly how I do that. We'll take everything to the post office, hit a couple thrift stores. I'm just pumped, man. The vacation was like super relaxing and enjoyable, but I missed working a little bit. I mean, it's nice to have a break, but I did miss the hustle and grind of the full-time eBay and YouTube job that I'm so incredibly blessed to have. So if you're watching this video right now and you don't know who I am, welcome to the channel. I'm so happy that you decided to click on this video today. My name is Josh. I go by Hairytornado here on YouTube and over on Instagram. And I've been a full-time eBay seller and YouTube content creator for a little over a year now, like 14 months or so. And it's working out really well for me. I sell a good amount of things on eBay. I do make a little bit more money on YouTube than I do on eBay, so keep that in mind. But I run everything out of my garage. This is where I put all of my listed items on eBay. Once I photograph them and list them on eBay, I put them over here. These are, hard goods and random stuff. Got some golf clubs back there, shoes over here. It's not a very complicated process. It's just key to success in selling on eBay full time is just consistency, like consistently listing new items and shipping things out very quickly and just keeping up with the business. I have one employee that works like 1 day a week, and she hasn't worked the last 3 weeks. So it's pretty much an operation that I do completely by myself. And I think you can make some pretty decent income depending on where you live in the country. Like for me personally, I probably make about $35,000 to $45,000 per year in my eBay side of business, like after taxes and expenses and everything like that. Like that's my take-home pay. YouTube is a little bit more than that, but for eBay, if you live in the Southeast or the Midwest or something like that, I think that's a really good income. If you're on the West Coast or up Northeast, that may not be a livable wage for you. So you got to take a look at your own personal situation and decide if this is something that's actually feasible for you. But for a lot of people in the United States, where I live, South Carolina, cost of living is super low here. And I think it's really doable as long as you are willing to put in the work and maintain that level of consistency needed for success. The first item that I got to pack up today is this pair of Saucony running shoes. These actually sold last Thursday. Again, I've been on vacation since last Thursday, so we've only sold 11 things between Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So it wasn't a great sales weekend, but I also wasn't listing anything new in my store. I wasn't sending offers to watchers or anything. I just kind of listed it and forgot about it. So that's kind of what you can expect. If you want more eBay sales, you need to be listing things every day and sending offers to watchers multiple times a day and really being active. eBay is not passive income. I've seen a lot of people on YouTube talk about eBay as passive income, and I guess a few models maybe would be passive, but for the most part, if you're an employee, like the only employee in the business, is not passive. You have to spend a lot of time, a lot of hours working your business to get to where you're making a significant income. So for this past weekend, not putting any work, I think 11 orders is pretty normal. So again, this pair of shoes, Saucony running shoes, I picked these up at Salvation Army, I think, for like $6.99. And these actually sold to a YouTube viewer named Mary Beth, and she paid $35 free shipping for these. These are over on my shoe shelf somewhere. I think it's these. Saucony. Yeah, those are the right ones. So Mary Beth, thank you so much for your support. I do have a good amount of sales come from YouTube viewers. So I always recommend, if you haven't started a YouTube channel yet and you want to get into reselling, you should just do it, because even if it doesn't take off and you only get like 50 subscribers, but 1 or 2 of those people buy something from your eBay store, those are 1 or 2 sales that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So I'm super blessed with my YouTube channel. I have a ton of you guys out there that are supporting me, constantly buying stuff from my store, and I really, really appreciate it. Mary Beth has bought things for me in the past, probably like 4 or 5 times. So Mary Beth, thank you so much for your continued support on my channel. And it's people like you that make this job way easier. Once I pull an item off the shelf, I go and put it in one of these IKEA bags. You can get these at IKEA for like $1, or you can get like 2 packs or 4 packs on eBay for usually it's like $2 a bag or something like that. It's not very expensive at all, and they're great for resellers. They're great for pulling orders from your inventory system to the shipping station and taking your packed orders from your house to the post office. The next two orders are the same thing, and it's some of these like Shrek wooden kit building things. Get two of these out of here. Both of these sold to viewers. One viewer was named Kelly and one was named Sarah, I think. So Kelly and Sarah, thank you so much for your support. I picked up like 20 of these, 20 or 25 of these at the Goodwill bins. The Goodwill bins is like the Goodwill outlet or the Goodwill clearance center. It's where you go in and there's just junk as far as the eye can see, and you buy whatever you want and they charge you by the weight. So I picked up 25 of these. They probably weigh like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 ounces each. I think I paid like $15 to $17 for all of them. And I'm listing these in my eBay store for $9.99 free shipping. And I sold not very many. I've sold like 3 so far. And then I talked about them in my last YouTube video. So that's why Sarah and Kelly bought these, probably. So Sarah and Kelly, again, thank you so much. Both of these sold for $9.99 free shipping. And they'll probably cost like $3.50 to ship out. Next item is in the C bin. I've talked about it in past videos, how I keep up with inventory. There's a field on eBay called the custom SKU or the custom label field. It's in item details, and it's the very last option. So if you go to list something in the item, I don't want to show the buyer's address, but it says right there, custom label C. When you're listing an item, you just go to the item detail section on eBay, and the very last option in that should say custom label or custom SKU. If you don't have that open, if you don't have that option showing in your eBay store, you don't have to own an eBay store. Anybody can have this. If it's not showing up, that means you have to activate your eBay seller hub. And to do that, it's kind of complicated. So just Google how to activate eBay seller hub. You can also send eBay for Business a message on Facebook. If you have a Facebook, just search eBay for Business, send them a Facebook message and ask them to help you turn on seller hub to activate that custom SKU label. And they will get back to you in probably like 24 hours or so. They're very good about communicating. They just take a little bit of time to get back to you. But right now, you're not going to get eBay customer service on the phone, unfortunately. So that's the best option. But anyway, this is some keto protein powder, collagen, vanilla protein shake stuff. I picked this up at Dream Deals, I think, for $6, and it sold for $34 free shipping. Not too heavy. It's probably going to go first class, cost about $5 to ship out. Next item is a barbell weight. It's one of these 5.5 pound weights. We got a whole new workout system, and it came with a whole bunch of like new Olympic size plate weights. So these were just some old ones we had. Just one single plate weight, one single 5.5 pound Olympic plate weight sold for $20 free shipping. This can probably fit in a padded flat rate envelope. I'm hoping it probably will. It'll ship anywhere in the United States for just under $8. I forget what it increased to recently, like $7.75 or $7.80 or something like that. But either way, I have no idea what we paid for this. I'm pretty sure we just got this for free. We've had it for a long time. So just getting rid of some stuff around the house. Sold another one of my Support Your Friends motivational posters. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I had these printed on Vistaprint for like, I think it was like $2 a piece. This one sold to a person named Ty Wynn. They didn't send me a message, so I'm not 100% sure if they're a viewer of the channel. I mean, the poster's listed on eBay, so it's possible somebody that isn't familiar with the channel and like my branding and stuff could have bought the poster, but I'm assuming it's probably a viewer. So Ty, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. This next item is in the G bin, which I was actually refilling the other day. So this is G bin printed right on the side, and this is some toner, Brother ink toner for a Brother printer, TN450. It is genuine. You can, if you ever find this Brother ink at like an Amazon store or a thrift store or anything like that, and it does not have that little shiny like holographic sticker on it, it is 99.9% of the time fake. So you want to look for the sticker, and you want to look and make sure it's actually sealed on the outside and sealed on the inside. If it's sealed on the outside like this, you can tell nobody's opened it before, so I'm not going to open that. But if it looks weird, like not original tape, or it's crooked, I would recommend going and opening it up and making sure the actual cartridge is still sealed in that aluminum foil type stuff, because if it's opened, it's no good. I got this at Crazy Casboys, which is an Amazon overstock store. I paid $7 for this, and it sold for $40 free shipping. This next item is a pair of shoes. I actually sold these a couple weeks ago, and they were returned because they didn't fit. I do accept returns in my eBay store, but the buyer has to pay return shipping, as long as it's not, you know, something that was my fault. They just said it didn't fit him right. So he paid to return the shoes to me. I relisted them using the same pictures and everything like that, because they're basically brand new condition. And I think I listed them last week, like Tuesday or so, and they sold Saturday. So pretty quick seller. I picked these up at Goodwill for $6.50, and they sold for $49 free shipping. The same price as they sold the first time. A lot of times when people get returned items, they try to increase the price or lower the price. I usually just keep it the same. Obviously, if If you list something and it sells really, really quickly and then it gets returned, maybe that means that it was underpriced. So maybe just check the market, like check sold comps on eBay, check active listings to see how many are available and like the demand of the item. But for these shoes, I felt like $49 free shipping was a fair price, and it was. Apparently they sold twice already. So pretty good profit, even when considering I had to basically eat the shipping costs on the first sale. Like the buyer paid to ship them back, but I had to refund the original shipping because originally they sold for $49 free shipping. So I basically paid like $8 out of pocket to ship it to the first buyer, which sucks, but it's part of eBay. It's part of being a reseller. You just have to take it on the chin, relist the item when it comes back, and sell it again. Next item is down here in the H bin. You can tell all my bins are like, the A bin's supposed to be there, but it's actually down here temporarily. But it's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. And that's all I have so far. I need to add, I'll probably take this table out of here and add some more of these shelves and add more bins on the shelf, because that's all my death pile over there, things I haven't actually listed on eBay yet. But the letter system was not my idea. I don't remember who I learned it from, but it's not, I don't take credit for that, but it works really, really well. So if you're looking for an inventory storage system for your eBay business, the whole letter bin system works super great. Anyway, this item sold for $165. This Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise Amazon exclusive action figures. I picked these up at Crazy Casboys. It's that Amazon overstock liquidation store. Their grand opening day, which usually these Amazon overstock stores really pad the bins on the first day to get people hooked. So I don't expect to find stuff like this every single time I go. So I knew I should just take advantage of that day, that grand opening day, to find as much as I could. And I felt like I did a pretty good job. This was opened and the white action figure was taken out and played with, but it was still fully intact. And I listed that in the description. I listed as new open box. And I put everything in the description. Hey, this has been opened. The white action figure is like bent, like I can't get it perfectly back into the box. I took pictures of it, like 10 pictures of this thing, and it still sold for full asking price, $165, free shipping. Again, I paid $7 for this. And what's important to remember about this as well is that right after I listed it for $165 free shipping, I got an offer of like 90, and I just straight declined that. And then I got another offer of like 140, and I declined that. And then I got another offer of like 120. I'm like, if I'm getting this many offers on this item, it's eventually going to sell for full asking price. So I didn't counter anything because it had only been listed for a day or so. I think I listed this Wednesday, the day before I left for vacation. So I didn't counter any of the offers. I think I got a total of 4, and then the 5th person just bought it outright for $165. So if you list something and you start getting offers immediately for like amounts pretty close to your asking price, don't counter, or just send a message. I didn't just ignore their request. I'm like, hey, I'm not comfortable countering right now. I just listed this. I think it's a fair market price for this item based on sold comps I found, and I think I'm going to stick to my price right now. And then sure enough, like 2 hours later, it sold for full asking price. So if you list something and you're confident that you know the value of it, don't undersell yourself. Make sure you get what your item is actually worth. Oh, and here it is. I realized I didn't actually take it out of the bin. It looks like that. I'm not going to open it because it's kind of hard to get back in the box, but it's just 2 action figures, the blue one and the white one. I don't know why somebody would pay $165 for something like this, but that's not my problem. This next item is in the L bin, and it is some Wellution Detox stuff. I picked this up at Dream Deals, another Amazon overstock store. I think I got like 3 of these. I don't know. I don't remember if I got these on $6 day or like $4 day or something. Let's assume I paid $6 each for these. And this one sold to a viewer, great viewer of the channel named Andy. Andy Lepper, he's bought stuff for me in the past, and he paid $24 free shipping for this. He also bought another Hairytornado t-shirt. This is the older graphic, Support Your Friends. I redid this graphic and made it on new t-shirts linked to my eBay store, and he bought that. He's also bought the last t-shirt and this hoodie, and the dude has bought like 15 things for me in the past like year or so. So Andy, thank you so much for your support. Andy runs an orphanage for boys in India. And he and his wife do a lot of great work for a lot of people. So Andy, thank you for your support of my store, and thank you for everything you do for the children of India. This next item is in the B bin up here, if I can find it. Get this elephant out of the way. Here it is, right back here. I really need a better system for my stuffed animals. They take up way too much space in the bins. I need like one of those nets that like hang from the ceiling, you know, like the canopy, and you just throw stuffed animals up in there. I think that'd be a good system for those, because I do sell a lot of stuffed animals. This, however, that just sold is an Elitech refrigerant leak detector. I got this at Crazy Casboys. Here, I'll show it to you in the box here. Crazy Casboys, grand opening day. Again, I think they pad the store because this was a very good item to find. Let's see if I can open it without it falling. Anyway, it looks like that. You know, it's a refrigerant leak detector. If you don't know what it is, then you're probably not an HVAC technician or something. But I saw it and I thought looked like it was worth money. So I looked it up and it was selling for a lot of money. This is the model ILD 200. And I listed this for $159.99 free shipping, and it sold for full asking price, which was crazy. Again, I paid $7 for this and $159 free shipping. It's probably going to cost like $10-11 to ship out. It's going all the way to Tennessee, which isn't very far at all. So it's probably going to cost even less than that, maybe $8 or $9. But definitely a great sell there. I'm excited about the future of Crazy Casboys. They're a very established liquidation company. They have stores in Alabama and I think Georgia, Florida, and now South Carolina, and they get a ton of stuff. So, you know, they said that the quality of their store was going to be consistently that high, but I don't know if I believe them 100% because you can't operate a business selling $160 items for $7, you know, unless you're doing so much volume that you can. So I don't know. I'm probably going to go back again this weekend. They restock every Friday. And see what we can find, but only time will tell. So far, it's been really good. I got 2 items so far for $7 that have already sold for $159, and the Transformers thing sold for $165. So making some really, really good profit from the stuff from the store. But you do have to be careful with counterfeit items and broken items. Like if something is in an open box, make sure you check it because there's probably something missing or probably something broken inside usually. After I got all the orders packed up in the IKEA bag, I bring them in here to the office where I have my shipping station. Hello, there's me. There's my little shipping table. This leg folds under and I can fold it into the wall like a Murphy bed if my alien costume wasn't still down there. Mose, did you have something you wanted to say? I heard you walking because your paw prints are your paws are so loud. I love you so much. So this is where I ship everything. I have this mirror up here that I like, just makes the room look a little bit bigger. I've got my Sharpies up here, got my little business cards there. I've got my packing paper, which is really good. I keep all my shipping supplies in this closet, which is not super organized, but it's in a closet, so it doesn't have to be organized. It's perfect. It also used to be kind of dark over here. I mean, I have the ceiling light up there and I have the little ring light in the window over there, but the actual shipping station was kind of dark because when I stood here, I was kind of blocking most of that light back there. So I got this light on Amazon. I actually got 2 of these. They just plug into the wall down here, run the cord up in there, and then hangs from the ceiling. So I need to make it look a little bit better, but it's really nice. It's also dimmable, so you can like make it brighter or less bright. Obviously, I'm gonna put it on the most bright setting because it's not a very bright light bulb to begin with, but really helps lighten up this area a good bit. So let's go ahead and get to packing up some of these orders, and I'll show you guys if I run across anything interesting. We got the 2 pairs of shoes going out today. Shoes are super easy to pack up. You just use these boxes from the United States Postal Service. You can go to USPS.com and order these totally for free. They're called the Priority Mail Shoe Box. You don't have a special rate for these. Probably one of the most common questions I get about this box is, where do I find this shipping on eBay? Because eBay doesn't have an option for Priority Mail Shoe Box. It's not a special rate. This box is basically the same as shipping in a brown cardboard box. If you ship it, you have to ship it priority because it's a priority mail box, but you just put in the dimensions and the weight of the item. So the dimension of this box I always use is 15 by 8 by 3. It's not exactly that. You can look at the box and it'll have the inner dimensions and the outer dimensions written there. So the outer dimension is 7 3/8, 5 1/4, and 14 7/8. So that's why I just do 15 by 8 by 6 or whatever, 15 by 8 by 5, whatever. It doesn't really matter that much. What really matters is the weight of these. So for these shoes, just put the shoes in these boxes with a little bit of packing paper, And then when you go to eBay, you just put in 15 by 8 by 5, 15 by 8 by 6, whatever you want to do, and then the actual weight, and then that's how you ship with the priority mail shoebox. So we got the shoes, the boxes, Luda Movie Magic, and these are boxed up and ready to go. If you notice, I did write Brooks on this one and Saucony on this one, right where the label is going to go. That way you don't get them mixed up. It's the same exact box, so you want to write something on the box that lets you identify the items. You don't have to reopen it up when you go to print your shipping label in a minute. And you'll notice that the Brother Printer Toner also fits in one of these priority mail shoe boxes. You don't just have to use these for shoes. You can use it to ship anything that fits in here. It's a little tight fit, but the box itself has a lot of protection. The actual cartridge is sealed in like styrofoam on the inside. So I would just tape this up like that and ship it again with 15 by 8 by 5 dimensions and whatever the total weight is, priority mail. This is the 5.5 pound plate weight. I just wrapped it in a little bit of bubble wrap. We're going to put it in this priority mail flat rate padded envelope. This is going to cost, again, just under $8 to ship. You know, if you were sending this 5.5 pounds via priority and it was going from South Carolina to California, it could cost, you know, 20, 25 bucks. So using this padded envelope in this situation is saving us a ton of money. Then we got the two Shrek Build and Grow wood kits. These aren't incredibly fragile. It's just wood on the inside. So I think it's going to be fine shipping it in these padded envelopes that I got from eBay. I think these are 5 by 7 or 6 by 8 or something like that. I get these sizes and then I get these bigger ones, which are like 9 by 13, I think. You can get all this stuff from eBay. It's not the cheapest option, but I use my store coupon. Like if you have an eBay store, you get I get $50 in free eBay shipping supplies every quarter. So I usually use that to get, you know, these envelopes or like these eBay boxes. These 8 by 6 by 4 boxes are really good. I've gotten these other eBay boxes that are 10 by 8 by 6 that are really good. So whatever you think you need for your business is what you should get with your eBay store coupon. And what I get are these things, which work great for these Shrek Build and Grow wood kits. For this detox Welllution stuff, not fragile at all, it's just vitamins. And I have these boxes, which I actually found on Facebook. Somebody had like 100 of these they were giving away for free. So I went and grabbed them. They look like this. They're like all flat. And they're very small, so I don't really use them a lot, but for this, it's perfect. So just add a little thank you card in there once we sign it, and you're good to go. Then we got the Elitech, whatever, refrigerant detector. This was a high dollar item, so you want to make sure it's packaged very well. Obviously, it's not incredibly fragile since it's in a hard case as is, so I'm just going to put it in this $10.95 box that you also get for free from USPS.com. Put a little bit of packing paper in the bottom. I'm just going to slide it in on the top, and that's what it looks like. Plenty of space in there to, you know, to float it, and then we just add some more of this brown packing paper on the top and on the sides, close it up, and then it ships priority mail. This also does not have a special rate, so you have to put in the dimensions. This is 12.5 by 3.125 by 15.3, so I'd probably do like 15 by 3 by 13 or whatever it is, like rounding up, and then just put in the total weight of this and ship it regular priority. And then finally, we have the Transformers action figures. Now, if you look, these could fit in the $10.95 box. Like, it would be a tight fit, but they would fit in there. But obviously, you know, someone paid $165 for this, and they might want to keep it in the box and display it as is. So you want to make sure that you're not shoving this in some tight box just to save on shipping costs. So what I'm going to do is move up to this 16 by 10 by 6 box that I got on Amazon, just to float it in there to make sure that it stays safe, uncrushed, and undented. We loaded up the packing paper at the bottom, then we're going to put the actual box in there like this. You can see it fits this way kind of tight, but it's plenty of room. It has plenty of room on the sides to move around. So I think that's really nice. I'll probably put a little bit more packing paper on the top and on the sides just to keep it nice and firm in there. You don't want it shaking around a lot in shipment. I think a lot of people don't realize that, like, whether you use UPS or USPS or FedEx, like they deal with millions of packages, and they don't have time to treat every package with the utmost care. You know, maybe UPS and FedEx are a little bit different than USPS, but pretty much for the most part, you need to have an expectation that your package is going to get kicked around like a football. And so if you're selling a $165 action figure, you need to pack it in a way that prepares it to be kicked like a football. If you just shove that item in a $10.95 box where it's all tight, it's going to end up getting crushed and dented. You're going to get either a return or a negative feedback, and you don't want either one of those. All right, you guys, here's a little voiceover explanation. Once all of my packages are packed and ready, I open up the eBay bulk shipping tool. This allows you to see and edit all of your pending shipments on one page. I'm going through and weighing all the packages, updating the weight on the eBay item listings, and then I'm writing the zip codes of the address on the boxes. And and once I'm done with all the packages, updating the weights and writing the zip codes, I print off all the labels at once using my Rollo thermal printer, and then I just match the zip codes on the labels with the zip codes on the boxes. And as I'm finishing up with the boxes, I'm putting them in the IKEA bag so they're ready to be taken to the post office. This system has worked well for me for years now, and I would highly recommend it. So we have everything packed up in the old IKEA bag back here, ready to go to the post office. But anytime I film one of these what's sold on eBay videos for you guys, I like to take things a little step further and give you a full financial breakdown of my sales so you can actually see my take-home profits after all fees and expenses are accounted for. There are a lot of people on social media that like to share their gross sales amounts because sometimes those can be impressive numbers, but they don't share the other expenses that come along with that. You might sell $100,000 a month on eBay and Amazon, but if your cost of goods is like $75,000 a month after fees and shipping, you're not making any money. So this is why I like to do it on my channel. No shade to anybody else. I just like to be as transparent as possible with you guys. I also think breaking down the numbers like this helps somebody who's possibly thinking about getting into being a full-time reseller. These are the real numbers. If you're working by yourself with no other employees and you're getting your stuff at thrift stores and yard sales, you know, like I said earlier in the video, I make between $35,000 and $45,000 a year in the eBay side of my business, and that's a full-time job. That's probably 25 to 30 hours a week on eBay, like thrifting, listing, shipping, everything like that. That's about what I work, and that's about how much money I make on average. So if that's nowhere near what you need to live your full-time lifestyle, then maybe full-time reselling isn't for you, at least this model, being a one-person operation doing thrift stores and yard sales. If you want to get into wholesale and employees and all the other like bigger business aspects of reselling, then yeah, you can make a lot more money that way. But for me, I like to keep things kind of a small operation, kind of intimate, and I like to have a little bit of control over everything in my business. That's just my personality. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the financial breakdown. Our total gross sales for everything we sold since we've been gone on vacation, Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, was $561.96. First, we have to take out our eBay fees. I'm on eBay managed payments, so I no longer pay the PayPal fee for my eBay sales, and now I pay about 12.5% in eBay fees, which would be about $70.25. So when we take that out of $561.96, we're left with $491.71. Then we have to take out our total shipping costs, which for all 11 items in today's video was $75.80, which leaves us with $415.91. Then we have to take out our cost of goods sold. This is what I actually paid for all 11 items that we sold today, and this amount is roughly $48.50. I don't keep track of each item individually, I just keep track of my monthly totals, but I can look and see like, oh, I got the Transformer thing at Crazy Cowboys, that was $7 plus tax. I got those shoes at Salvation Army for $6.99. I have a very good memory about where I get these items from, so that's why I say this is a rough amount. Say $45 to $50, somewhere around there for our cost of goods sold. When we take this cost of goods out, we are left with $367.41 in net profits from our vacation sales, which isn't too bad at all. However, we still have to pay income taxes on this amount. Now, most resellers are not going to talk about income taxes because it's different for everybody. It really depends on what situation you're in. But for me and most resellers I know, we like to save about 25% of our actual net profits to save to pay our income tax bill. It also depends on what state you live in. I'm in South Carolina, so I have a 7% state income tax as well. But if you live in Florida or Nevada or something like that, you don't have any state income tax. So it really depends entirely on your personal situation. Do not take tax or legal advice from anybody on the internet that's not a certified professional. But for me personally, in my personal situation, I save 25% of my net profits to pay my income taxes. And that so far has been a very good amount for me. That pays my taxes as well as the preparation fees that go along with that. So when we take out 25% of $367.41, we're left with $275.55 in actual profit in my pocket after all fees, expenses, and taxes are accounted for, which for vacation sales, which were pretty much passive, I didn't do any work while I was gone, I think that is pretty shagadelic, baby. All right, Mose, I'm going to go to the post office, I'm going to go to the thrift store, and I'll try to bring you some treats and maybe a toy or something. Love you so much. Please clean up a little bit, get the blankets and the Texas Pete. I told you to pick that up last night and you didn't do it. You're lucky you're very cute. I was going to go to the post office first, but the post office I was going to closes every day from like 1 to 2 for lunch. So I decided to come to this Salvation Army family store, which is pretty close to this post office. They open at 12 every day. They have done that for the last like 6 months or so, 6 to 8 months since quarantine started. So they've been open for a little over an hour. So hopefully we can get in here and see if we can still find some good stuff. This pair of shoes, Nike, oh not Nike, New Balance Rev Light men's shoes. Really good condition, $6.99. I'll go ahead and grab those. Next we got this mirror thing here. It's 20 bucks. It's, I don't know, maybe about 3 feet, a little less than 3 feet wide. It's got a little drawer, it's got all this crap on there. But it says it's from Pier 1. Let's see if there's a mark on the back or something. Yeah, look at that, 125 bucks at Pier 1 Jackson mirror. I think I'm gonna grab this, 20 bucks. I can probably list it up on Facebook Marketplace for maybe 75. Clean it up a little bit, get that stuff off the drawer. Should be good to go. All right, thank you. All right, so we got the shelf and the pair of New Balance shoes for $27 even. And I think these should sell for, I'll probably list these for like $34 free shipping on eBay. And then I'll get this cleaned up, get this stuff pulled off of it, list it on Facebook Marketplace for about 75. All right, so I'm here at the post office about to drop off these packages. I want to show you guys this thing. This is what's called an eBay USPS scan form. If you print off your labels on eBay and the bulk shipping tool, you can, instead of the post office having to scan each package in individually, you can just put them all on this one sheet, and they just scan this one barcode down here, and all of them are marked as accepted. It really helps out the postal workers a lot, especially if you have 11 packages. Now I can just take these, drop them off on the counter, get them to scan this one sheet of paper, and all 11 of these packages will be marked as accepted by the US Postal Service. They love it, I love it, works for everybody. I'm back home from the post office now, and the first thing I need to do is get this mirror cleaned up. I mean, you can see just how gross it is. There's like dust and dirt everywhere. I got to get this stuff you know, clipped off, and the drawer works. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, it's got a little ding right there and a little ding right there, but this is like a rustic looking thing anyway, you know, so that's gonna be fine. I just need to get some paper towels and some simple green, get this thing cleaned up, and then get it listed on Facebook. And I think the key to flipping furniture and stuff like this is just a really good picture, something that's going to make people stop scrolling on Facebook Marketplace and click on your listing, that first picture. And that's true for eBay and Etsy and everything too. Like, your first picture on your listing needs to be really, really good. So I'll see what we can do today and give you some tips on that. So here's what it looks like once it's all cleaned. We got the mirror cleaned up. I cleaned up all the sides. There's a couple little scuffs and scrapes, like I said, but it's a rustic mirror anyway, so it's just gonna fit the theme. So I'm gonna take a picture of it on my phone just like this, how you see right here on the sidewalk with my truck in the background. The reason I'm doing this is because I didn't want to put it on the wall, on a wall in my house, because I didn't want to have to put screws in the wall. So I'm gonna take it like this, where it's just this angle, and then we can use an app on the picture. We take this picture and you can use an app called Background Eraser, and we can erase all this junk on the side, the truck, the sidewalk, everything. Just keep the actual, you know, the shelf with the mirror. We can also erase me, so you won't see any of me in there. And then we can like add the cutout picture of the mirror on another background of like a plain white wall. It'd make it look really clean and professional. Also add a little bush thing on there, because you want to stage furniture. If you're trying to flip furniture on Facebook Marketplace, staging is really important. You want to make it look as if it's in somebody's house. I see a lot of people flipping furniture and they just, like, you know, take a picture of it outside on the grass or beside the road, and that doesn't really give people a good idea of what it could look like in their house. Some of the best furniture flippers that I've ever seen really go all out when it comes to staging, like putting accessories on top of the piece and putting it in their house. You know, the color contrast. If it's a dark piece, you put it on a light wall. If it's a light piece, you put it on a dark wall. The more time and energy you put into staging and photographing your item, the faster it's going to sell. Simple as that. All right, guys, so I just listed the mirror on Facebook Marketplace for 75 bucks. I'll show you all the pictures up here. This is the original one without any editing at all. Then we went and removed the background from that, which just left us with like a JPEG image of the actual shelf. Then I added that shelf picture onto the picture of a white wall, which was mostly white, a little bit of texture in there just to make it seem a little bit more lively, I guess. And then I went and took out my feet and Moe's from the mirror picture, which it took it out, but it replaced it with like parts of our house and like another tree in the background. So it doesn't look perfect, but I think it looks, I don't think anybody's going to notice. So I think it looks really good. That's the first picture that's going to be in a Facebook listing. And then everything else, we just took regular pictures. Again, it's just that first picture has to be good enough to get people to stop and look at the ad. And then as long as the other pictures show like any defects to the furniture piece, or I also put the measurements, like I actually take a yardstick and like show people the measurements in the pictures. And I also put the measurements in the description of the item on Facebook, but it never fails. Some people are going to message me and ask me what the dimensions of the item are. That's just what they do on Facebook. So I know I said earlier in the video that we might go to a couple of thrift stores today, but I still got a ton of stuff to list as it is. We found that one pair of shoes in the wall shelf at Salvation Army. So I thought that was good for today. I need to come back and, you know, get the wall shelf cleaned and listed, get the shoes cleaned and listed, just get more stuff in general cleaned and listed, and then start working on editing this video. And that's pretty much my day as a full-time eBay seller slash YouTube content creator. You know, I just film my eBay sales and eBay activities for the day, and then right around 3:30, 4 o'clock or so is when my wife will get home from work and she'll work out or make dinner or something like that, and then I'll start editing the video that I filmed that day. And that's pretty much what I do day in and day out to make my full-time income. I'm super blessed and lucky to be able to, you know, have my YouTube channel to be as big and, you know, fruitful as it's been, both in financial aspects and like just meeting new people. Like, I mean, I've met so many people through YouTube now that it's crazy. You know, Joey and Drew, two of my best friends in real life now, are people that I met through YouTube. Fun fact, we have a podcast called Triple Thrift Podcast. I'm sure most of you have heard about it, but if you haven't, I'll link it in the description of this video. We just posted episode 5 today, and we are having a ton of fun with it. And it's, you know, if I never would have started a YouTube channel, I never would have met those guys. And like I said, they're two of my best friends right now. So just all around, we're just blessed, Mose, aren't we? Aren't we just blessed? No, not a worry in the world, living life, laying in the yard, just soaking it all in. I'm going to end today's video by talking about the value of elbow grease. With reselling, we often buy things to flip that require a little bit of cleaning or testing or fixing up if we have the knowledge of how to do that, and we have to be wise resellers to know when it's worth our elbow grease and when it's not. This wall shelf, for example, $20 buy cost, I'm pretty confident I can get at least 60 bucks for it. So it's a $40 profit before taxes and everything. And it took me maybe 20 minutes to take those pictures, edit them, and post them on Facebook Marketplace. I think, in my opinion, that's worth it for me. And what you have to do as a reseller is analyze every item you buy before you buy it. I talked about this on the podcast this week, the 3 Ps of reselling. Anytime you find an item, the first P you have to think about is profit. Is the actual profit you're gonna make on the item worth your time at all in the first place? If you're buying something that's, you know, a huge VCR that is just going to take up a ton of space and you're going to make $8 in profit on it, that's not worth your time, in anybody's time. You know, that's just not something you need to buy. The second P is going to be prep. How much time and energy do you have to spend on the item prepping it? Does it need to be tested? Does it need to be cleaned? Does it need to be, you know, you have to find a remote or accessories to go with it before you list it? That's all prep time. And if that amount of prep time takes away the potential profit that you already confirmed in the first P, then you need to put that item back. And then the third P is how much time you have to spend packing the item. Is it very fragile? You know, this wall shelf, I would never sell this on eBay because I don't have a box big enough. It requires a ton of padding, a ton of bubble wrap, all that kind of stuff. And I could probably get maybe more on eBay, maybe $100 to $125 on eBay for it, possibly, but it would be a very long tail item and it would be very hard to ship. You know, the profit is there, but the prep time, well, the prep time is already included in the Facebook listing with cleaning and stuff. So it meets the first two, the profit and the prep, but it does not meet the last one, the packing. I'm not gonna pack that and ship it to get an extra 20 bucks in profit. So I think that's a sign of a mature reseller when you can stop buying items that don't meet those 3 Ps for you, whatever they are in your reselling business. You know, everybody has different levels of profit and prep time and packing that work for them, but just know what those are and stick to them. Stop buying stuff just because it's a good deal and buy stuff that you actually are excited about listing, things that are going to be profitable, things that aren't going to take a ton of time to prep, and things that aren't going to take a ton of time, energy, and shipping supplies to ship. Hello.
Hey there. Sorry about the confusion last night.
Oh, no problem at all.
It's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, it's really heavy duty. Pier 1 is expensive.
Yeah,
but
they're good stuff. So we said 75?
75, yes ma'am.
All right, cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Here's the listing on Facebook, 75 bucks, 210 listing views, marking it as sold with a $55 profit in less than 24 hours. That's going to do it for me today, guys. I know this video has been jam-packed with a ton of information, so if you enjoyed it, if you learned anything, be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. It takes 2 seconds. It's totally free, and it really helps me out a ton. And if you find yourself watching this video today and you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and do it. If you made it this far in this video, you might as well go ahead and subscribe. Obviously, you haven't clicked away, so there's something about, you know, me and my channel that is appealing to you. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. You're the best, and we'll catch you on the next one.